Well, it was their first regional with Drees. They ended up making it to the semifinals, played against Team Envy, and then they dropped out there once they played with the machine. But let's talk about G2's performance with Drees. What was the room's thoughts on it? Yeah, how did he look?
I think Drees looked really good, actually. I think out of the pro scene, I am probably his biggest hater. I didn't believe in him at all. I played a bunch of rank 2s and rank X and Astro against him, and I didn't see it. Mist was actually the one who hyped him up enough to be on that G2 sub spot. Mist and Illusion. I
Super.
didn't. It was unbelievably.
Unbelievable about.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I didn't believe at all. But I think Chicago and JNaps are one of the best duos in the game right now, and I think that Drees/Rizzo role, they don't need him to do much, but he's playing it really well.
That's right. I completely agree. I echo your sentiments 100%. The kid came out. He's playing his role perfectly. He's got, I would say, like a top 3 duo in Chicago and JNaps in the world, probably behind like Ahmad and Khalid and stuff like that.
God, man.
Yeah, just to really like harp in on that. He's got a role, keep the ball in front of him, play third man. When you see Chicago on the ball and go out the way, and I don't know if anybody noticed, whenever JNaps with Chicago middle, Drees gives him the ball and he just moves. And that's what he's supposed to do. And he's doing it pretty well. He's got, I think his best series of the weekend was groups, I believe, on that Friday against NRG when they beat NRG when Justin had the 0-second shot. He played really solid defense, and that's all G2 needs him to do. And he's performing admirably, and you got to give the kid some credit.
Now, I got a lot of people that are kind of hinting that it's just a honeymoon phase right now. But me looking at that gameplay, I think Drees just we talked about it on previous episodes where we were like, what does G2 need when the Rizzo rumors came out? And T-Base was a big advocate for having Rizzo stay on the team. And he said that there's no change that was needed. And maybe there isn't because they placed the same. It was still a top 4 finish. Even with Rizzo, they placed top 4. But I think Drees plays differently on this roster. It's easy to tell that he plays differently. He is a hard stuck third man. He is a traditional third man role where he comes into the play when he's needed to retain possession. He buys time for JNaps in Chicago to find the boost. And if JNaps in Chicago are in that midfield, he gets them the ball, obviously. And even sometimes Drees is doing plays by himself. He's finding he has that boost that a third man typically normally has because he's sitting in the backfield waiting to come up into the play, retain possession, and he's making something out of it. He's making the most out of it. And I think a lot of people just didn't expect him to do anything. And since he's comfortable in that rotation when he has a top 3 duo on the field with him, he's just comfortable and confident. They give him that confidence to do whatever he needs to do. And when he makes 1-2 plays in the beginning series, in the first couple series of the weekend, then that carries his confidence throughout the whole thing. And he's not scared to do anything anymore. So yeah, it's really exciting to see Drees step into his way. And sheesh, hope to see this roster, improve on the up and up as they continue.
Yeah, I think that's really important too. Watching this roster over time, because you talk about people, saying the whole honeymoon rumor or whatever when you talk about the team performance. But I mean, you guys see the question at the bottom of the screen right now. Rhoda's kind of touched it on a little bit, but I want to hear from Bates and Reddles. How much better is G2 with Drees than he is with Rizzo, or than they were with Rizzo?
That's a good one. Where do you want to go? You want to go first, Reynolds?
Yeah, I got it because it's a little early to tell, right? I'll be the devil's advocate on this one at least because it's a regional. G2 was the best team in the world season 9. They were unstoppable. Mm-hmm. Can they get to that level with Drees? Probably not. Probably not. On it, we don't know, but I don't see it. I think once this season ends after Worlds, if that team picks up a third, I don't think any pro would disagree with me that team is going to be a top 2 team. That team is going to be crazy completely hypothetical. Imagine Chicago Atomic, JNaps, Chicago First Killer, JNaps, Chicago Garrett, JNaps. Like imagine any of those teams. So that team is crazy.
So you're disregarding Drees, period. So you're saying Drees is a substitute.
I think Drees is out after the season.
Sheesh.
I think he's good. I think this is good experience for him.
That's right.
I don't think he can ask for more. I
That's
think
right.
he's getting his name out there.
That's right.
Everyone who is around like Grid, like Oxygen, Charlotte, like those teams, they're seeing him. They're like, okay, this is someone that we need to look out for next season. I think it's a win-win for both teams. I think JNaps is playing how he wants to play. He looks happy. If you see his webcam during a series, he's smiling. I haven't seen that. He looks like he's playing the way he wants to play. So I don't
why
don't
would
see
they
it as
why
anyone's
would they
losing.
replace somebody who's making him play like he wants to play? You know what I'm saying?
Because I don't think
Because
they're not
Drees
the
isn't as
best.
individually talented as
But-
a player they could get. I
But
think
doesn't he have room to grow?
Drees has a lot of room to grow, but why
Why
give someone
develop him?
a chance with room to grow when you can pick up one of the best players in the world because they know how good you are as a duo?
I think the biggest test will be Worlds, right? Let's say G2 makes Worlds. Drees in that setting, that will make or break anything. Like if he does good at
agree.
Worlds and G2 has a good Worlds run, then they'll probably keep him. But if he doesn't and then they drop out early, then they'll look for someone else. That's a lot of pressure to put on somebody though, especially Drees. He's 15. It's like his first time in RLCS and he's going to Worlds and playing like
I
it's-
don't-
what?
I don't think it just falls on Worlds.
I think it does. I don't see why not. Why would it not?
I think it does.
It's going to be a culmination of various factors. They could ball out in Worlds and even win it, and he could still get replaced.
No
I-
chance.
I just don't
Yo,
think that would
Zero
happen.
chance.
100% chance.
He's a 15-year-old